Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Man Take Shoes Out of Box, the episode where you get to sit there and watch me take some shoes out of a box and tell you what I think of them. Today I'm going to be bringing you my thoughts on a sneaker that you've probably already seen reviewed now about 38 times. The Air Jordan 4 White Thunders. These released yesterday, I think, for most of you, so you've either gone to pick your pairs up and you're probably sat there now thinking, I wonder if this guy's going to agree with me, or you've bought them and you're waiting for delivery. Either way, I'm sure this review will be as exciting to you as the sneakers themselves. Starting off with the box, it's a predominantly white box. You've got some stealthily inlaid gray cement splatter, and then you've got the Flight logo on the lid. As far as boxes goes, yeah, it's okay. It's an okay box. When you get into the shoes, the first thing that you may be surprised by is just how dusty these things are. Like, honestly, as soon as you break them open, the things are covered in dust. And I gotta say, man, I think nubuck has to be the most dust magnetized material out there. I can't really think of another type of material that seems to attract dust quite as well as these do, particularly the black, you know what I mean? The colorway is called the White Thunder. And if you know your Air Jordan 4 history, you'll know exactly where the inspiration for this color blocking comes from. And it actually goes back to 2006 with the Thunder and Lightning pack. I actually have a pair of the '06 Lightnings right here. You can see the difference in the shape, you can see the difference in the construction, even the netting, which is straight, before any of you smartasses out there want to say, hey mister, those are rips. And this first Thunder release in 2006 was very, very limited. These would get a retro in 2012, and we'd get another retro of the Yellow Thunders last year. We've also had the Red Thunders, which came out pretty much in the peak of Air Jordan 4 hype back in 2022, and we're reselling and actually continue to resell for a bunch of money to this day. Out of all of the Thunders though, these are probably the easiest to wear. It's just black and white. It's got the whole panda scheme going on, and so I'm not surprised that these have actually been received so well. In terms of the release, I was lucky enough to come up on these in a shock drop. I wasn't really that fussed on the pair, to be honest. I have a whole bunch of darker colored Air Jordan 4s, including a couple of pairs of the black cements. I've got the Yellow Thunders. I even have the black cores here, which I don't really wear enough. I have a lot of dark colored Air Jordan 4s that I'm not even wearing enough as it is. So I wasn't that fussed about the White Thunders. But as you guys know, whenever you get that notification through on the Nike sneakers app that the shock drop is going down and you're able to cart your size and check out successfully, that just makes it academic. You go for it. These did sell out pretty quickly, I think, on the Nike sneakers app. They have sold out in the larger sizes, I'm pretty sure, in most retailers around the UK. And looking on StockX right now, in my size, the last sales have been floating right around retail. The lowest ask is £228. So maybe, just maybe, there is a little bit of resell in these, although not very much. It's kind of interesting comparing these to the recently released Amamanyers. Most recent sale for the Amamanyer 3s is 178. The highest bid's not far off the highest bid for the Thunders. Lowest ask isn't too far off. It's quite surprising to me that the White Thunders are quite close to the Amamanyer 3s. I would have thought the Amamanyers would be worth a lot more in the resale market right now, but hey ho. Breaking down the shoe, the construction of the shoe and the shape, as you can see compared to the Yellow Thunders, is very similar. These are basically the new form old school Jordan 4 shape. They've got a little bit more raised action on the heel. They're a little bit more slanted. The toe box is a little bit more rounded. They have a much more OG vibe about them in terms of the silhouette. So that's cool. The construction is good. The shape is good. In terms of the white details, the white features on the eyelets just at the end of the wings. You've also got the white contrast which appears underneath the netting in the mesh. You've also got the white touches on the midsole as well, and on the Jumpman logo on the tongue. Also got the white Jumpman on the heel, as well as on the forefoot, and the Jumpman in the middle. So there's just a nice amount of white contrast to pop off against the black. In terms of the quality, like the nubuck material to the touch, it is quite soft, it is quite buttery. Comparing these to the Reds, the Durabuck or the nubuck is way better. Like, one of my criticisms of Jordan 4s is this nubuck material and how, especially when it gets wet, it just turns to absolute crap. So at least to the touch, the quality on these does feel pretty nice. In terms of sizing and fit, comfort and stuff like that, I was actually kind of surprised how nice these fits as soon as I put them on. Like, they're not SB4 comfort, but they weren't that far off. They actually felt pretty nice when I chucked them on. I tend to go a half size up with Jordan 4s because I like a little bit of extra room in the toe box. So if you're like me and you like that little bit of extra give in the toe box, go a half size up. Otherwise, true to size, I think you'll be absolutely fine. As you guys know, this year is the 35th anniversary of the Air Jordan 4, and we've already had some big time bangers release. We've had the military blues, we've had the reimagined breads, 2 original Air Jordan 4 colorways in the same year, which is crazy. We've had Air Jordan 4 spin-offs like these, the Nigel Sylvesters, which I think are fantastic. And then in more recent times, we've had some really nice GRs like these, man, the wet cements, which I still think are a fantastic shoe. And now these, it's been a red hot year for Air Jordan 4s. And with the recent fall off in hype around the Jordan 4s, it's wicked to once again be in a situation where these types of shoes are accessible and available and coppable. But the question for me is, now that I've got them in hand, now that I've tried them on, do I really need them? Like, do you need these? Is this a pair that is a must-have in the collection? I'm not sure. Like I said, I've got a whole bunch of dark colored Air Jordan 4s already. A lot of them I'm not even wearing, and so having another pair, particularly at the retail price point these were, 180 pounds or something, it's like, they're 180? That seems cheap. Let me check, how much did I even pay for these? Bro, how are you gonna forget how much you paid for these? So 180? Nah, it must have been like 190. 190, okay, 190 pounds. So 190 pounds is a pretty decent chunk of wedge, you know? So I don't know, do I need these? The truth is I don't need these. I'll be absolutely fine without them, but would I regret returning these a few months down the line? I do feel like this is a type of shoe that I would regret returning. So I am still 50-50 on it, but I might return these. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? If you already had a whole bunch of dark colored Air Jordan 4, bear in mind, I haven't even worn the Yellow Thunders yet. Like, those are still DS. So even though these aren't DS because I've tried them on, as you can see from the video, I don't know. Should I keep them? Should I return them? Does anyone else out there really want them for retail in the UK? Maybe I could slide them your way. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Let me know what you would do. Comparing them to the Yellow Thunders, would I prefer the Yellow Thunders or these? I prefer the Yellow Thunders just because, you know, I was around in that 2006 to 2012 era when shoes like the Yellow Thunders were almost like grails to a certain extent. I was never a big fan of the Red Thunders, so I'd probably put, in order of their appeal, to me at least, the Yellow Thunders, the White Thunders, and then the Red Thunders. I do think these are probably, of all of them, the most wearable, simply because they're just black and white. But yeah, it's a good shoe. I do like them. Not sure if I'll return them. We'll see. But I do like them though. I do think they are nice. They're very nice on foot, easy to style, easy to wear. 190 pounds. What do you guys think? Feel free to sound off down below in the comments and let me know. And as always, guys, thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. This was me taking a pair of shoes out of a box. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care for now, and peace.